Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to Bio Google. In this video, we will discuss about second PUC biology practicals. In the last year, we had about 24-25 practicals, but this year, as per the 70% syllabus, only 19 practicals are there. So, in this video, we shall see what are those practicals and what we are going to do in that practicals briefly. Okay, in further videos we will discuss all about the detailed aspects about every practical, but for this video we will just go through a overview of all those practicals. Okay, you may ask a question, what is the use of this practical? Here practicals will carry 30 marks for your annual examination, like theory 70 marks and practical 30 marks. So it's very helpful to score 100 out of 100. So if you want to score out of 4 marks in biology, it's very easy to score 13 practicals and 17 theory examination, and it's very easy to remember also. In theory you will have many concepts, many diagrams, many mechanisms, but in practicals there are only few procedures which you remember to perform in the laboratory, not to write in the paper. Okay, that's easy, and then easy to perform also, and it will boost your score very well. For example, for out of 70, if you got 25-30 marks, this other 13 practicals will give 60 plus marks for your total marks. That's why practicals are very important for the point of examination. Okay, so we will start with the experiments. First experiment, to study the reproductive parts of the commonly available flowers. So usually we study about hibiscus, vinca rosea and many more flowers. In that, being reproductive part, we should understand what is androecium, what is gynoecium. I mean, any modification in the androecium, any modification in the gynoecium. And for this experiment, we will study about the transverse section of ovary. Transverse section of ovary, where we will take the ovary section and place on a slide and observe under a simple microscope or a dissecting microscope, where we should represent the locules, etc. And this experiment will carry 5 marks in your annual practical examination. So remember, very important practical. Experiment number 2, to calculate the percentage of pollen germination. Here we will take the pollen grains of a vinca rosea flower and dust on the slide which is containing the sugar solution. So after some time the pollen grains germinate, and then we focus that slide on the microscope and we look like this. In the microscopic field we find many pollen grains, but among them some of them will be germinated. So we should calculate how many were observed, how many were germinated. Then we get the result. Again, this experiment also carries 5 marks. Experiment number 3, to study the pollen tube growth on stigma. So in the flower, the pollen grain after pollination lands on the stigma, and if the pollen is of the same species, then it germinates on the stigma by using the many chemicals released by the pollen as well as on the stigma. The pollen grain will germinate to produce a pollen tube. So here we will again use the flower vinca rosea, and this experiment will carry 5 marks in your annual practical examination. Experiment number 4, to study the discrete stages of gametogenesis and in a mammalian testis and ovary. So with the help of the slides or the charts, we will study the transverse section of testis as well as the transverse section of the ovary. Okay, we may have a chart, we may have the photographs or the diagrams we will study. So this will come in identification part, that may carry 2 marks, one for identification, one for writing the characteristics. Experiment number 5, to study identification, to identify various stages of female gametophyte development in ovary of a flower. So you can see here the female gametophyte, that's called embryo sac containing antipodals, 2 polar nuclei and 1 egg cell and 2 synergids. In that, so we will study the stages through the photograph, chart or any of the colored diagrams, not the performing experiment. So again this will come in identification, this will carry 2 marks. Experiment number 6, preparation and study of mitosis in onion root tips. So mitosis being one of the important type of cell division, so this will carry 5 marks, and this is a compulsory experiment. In question number 2 you have to perform this experiment, otherwise you will lose complete 5 marks. In other first question, third question we may have choices, but in the second question paper you will have only one option, that is mitosis by using onion root tip. And here we are supposed to show to the examiner any one of the phases like prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. So very important practical for this examination, and it carries 5 marks for your main examination. Okay, next experiment number 7, study of stages of meiosis using permanent slides. So you all know the very important stages like in prophase 1 of the meiosis 1, leptotin, zygotin, pakitin, dikinesis, diplotin. We should study those stages by using permanent slides or any charts or diagrams. Okay, this may come in identification for carrying 2 marks. Experiment number 8, to study the blastula stage of embryonic development in mammals. So we may study the blastula with the help of permanent slides, chart, models, photographs, etc. And this will come in identification for 2 marks definitely. Experiment number 9, preparation and analysis of pedigree charts. So in principles of inheritance and variation we have discussed that the pedigree charts help to study the family history. So in practicals we are having the pedigree charts for autosomal dominant disorders, autosomal recessive disorders, X-linked dominant disorders, X-linked recessive disorders, and ultimately Y-linked disorders. So this one of the charts will come in identification part for 2 or 3 mark. Then very important experiment, staining of nucleic acid by acetocarmine. So for here we want onion peel, I mean the thin layer inside the onion, and the acetocarmine stain. So by using these two we study the staining process, means we are adding the acetocarmine that will stain only for the nucleus. So look at the diagram, the cell wall and the other things look lighter and the nucleus gets stained and clearly visible, and this experiment will come for 5 mark. So compulsory experiment, it will help you in examination, even in theory also, right? Experiment number 11, to identify common disease causing organisms and symptoms of this disease. Remember in a human health and diseases chapter, so we have many pathogens causing many diseases. Among that in practicals they will give one of the 4 pathogens like Plasmodium vivax, Endemoeba histolytica, Trichofaton rubrum, as well as Ascaris lumbricoides. We may give chart, we may give the photographs or the specimens, so that will definitely come in practical. So if the specimen is shown, should write what is the pathogen and what is the disease it causes. So practice all the 4 pathogens and the disease caused by these pathogens. Experiment number 12, to study the texture of soil samples. So this is not the compulsory experiment, so just we will collect different types of soils and study the textures like clay soil, sandy soil, silt, red soil, black soil, etc. Okay, no problem. Experiment number 13, to determine water holding capacity of soils. Again this is not a compulsory experiment, so here we will collect different type of soil and we find dry weight and add some water. After some time make the wet weight, so we will get the difference, that is the water holding capacity. So it's not compulsory experiment, don't worry about this. Okay, next, to study the experiment number 14, to study the ecological adaptations in plants living in xeric and hydric conditions. So here in a desert we have a xeric plant, in water we have hydric plants. So we will study the adaptations of plants in desert, adaptations of plants in water. So one of the xeric or hydric plant will come in identification part, that will carry 2 or 3 marks. So it's a compulsory spotting, so practice it very well. Next, experiment number 15, to study the adaptations in animals living in xeric and hydric conditions. So here animals are there in the desert, animals are there in water. So Hydric animals have modifications, as well as xeric animals also have got their own modifications. So these modifications will help in surviving in xeric as well as hydric conditions for those animals. So for that purpose, here we will study those with the help of charts or any small specimens. So examination, identify the specimen and mention the adaptation in the animal or a plant. Okay. Experiment number 16. To determine pH of different waters and soil samples. Here we collect different soil samples and water samples. Okay. So by using a universal indicator solution or by using pH paper, we determine whether the water sample is acidic, basic or neutral, or the soil sample is acidic, basic or neutral. So like that we get a particular value. Okay. Again, it will also come in question number 3. Okay. Experiment number 17. To study the turbidity of water samples. It's not compulsory experiment. We'll just collect different water samples and study whether the water is turbid, semi-turbid or non-clear or non-turbid or clear. No, not compulsory experiment. Don't worry about this. Experiment number 18. To analyze living organisms in water samples. Again, this is not an experiment, compulsory experiment. Just we study the different organisms present in water, maybe bacteria, protozoan, fungus, worms, parasites, any organism which are present inside the water. Don't worry about this experiment since it is not compulsory. Last, study of homologous and analogous organs in plants and animals. Here, homologous means two organs having same structure performing different functions. Analogous means two organs having different structure performing same function. So plants have homologous organs and analogous organs. Animals have homologous organs, analogous organs. So this will come in identification and this will carry 2 or a 3 mark and very easiest experiment. Okay, so you can remember. So I wish very good luck for your practicals as well as your practical examination in future, maybe in the month of March or April. Okay, so practice those practicals very well. If you have any more doubts, ask your teachers. Of course, you can ask me also in the comment section. Your comments are very valuable for me. And if you are visiting our channel for the first time, please press on that red colored subscribe button. There is no loss if you just press on that red colored subscribe button. So many people make use of the video, but they do not click on that subscribe button. So what is the loss for them? I don't understand what is the funda behind that. So I request you, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like the video, please share this video among your PU classmates who are studying in biology, who are studying in PCMB biology, right? So see you in the next video. Till that, keep learning. Thank you. Bye bye.